has seen the sixth suicide related to the Maratha Quota agitation, with a 23-year-old youth committing suicide in Latur. In a suicide note that was recovered, this young man said that he was unable to get a job and mounting debt led to him taking this extreme step. Maratha groups in the state have three key demands, which include assured loans for 100 young men every month. They've threatened another statewide protest. That is, if the government does not meet its November deadline, they are going to go on with another statewide agitation. Now, this suicide is the sixth suicide related to the quota agitation. This is a 23-year-old young boy who committed suicide in Latur. In a suicide note that he had written before taking his life, he mentioned that he was unable to get a job and mounting debt. Those were the reasons that led him to take these extreme steps. As we mentioned, Maratha groups in the state have three key demands, which also include assured loans for 100 young men every month, and they have threatened another statewide protest if the government does not meet its November deadline. Mandar Fanse now joining us on the phone line. Mandar, recently, in fact, you've come back from a statewide tour of Maharashtra. Give us a sense to what extent is the Maratha community suffering in the state? Now, the suicide that's taken place of a 23-year-old and mentioning in his suicide note that he was unable to get a job. How true is the fact that the community is actually suffering and they're unable to get jobs?
Unfortunately, these kind of suicides are increasing day by day. But considering the situation of Maratha community across Maharashtra, especially within the region of Marathwada, is really a very challenging situation. As since we know, most of the Maratha families over there from the community in Marathwada are totally dependent on the agriculture. Consecutively, there is the erratic rains, and there are a number of issues with the agrarian crisis which is there in Marathwada. This has aggravated the situation within the youth in Maharashtra and Marathwada as well. The youth of Maratha community, they are agitating since almost last 2 years, and they are demanding for the 16% reservation, which is being challenged, and that's why the reservation couldn't really get continued. And therefore, right now the backward class commission, which is constituted by the present state government, is already reviewing the situation of Maratha community. The only thing is right now is all about how to offer this particular 16% of reservation to the Maratha community, under which provisions of constitutional situations. So that's why this has become a little complicated scenario. But as the government is already promising the Maratha community that they will offer the requisite reservation by the end of November, although the Maratha community, various leaders and leadership, they are still agitating, and they are also organizing the overall Maratha youth and trying to pacify the youth, but at the same time they are intensifying the agitation from the 1st of December onwards.